What's up guys, Quesii back with another video, and today we're talking a little bit more about Fortnite. So they just had a massive update today, brought a lot of new stuff into the game, one of the biggest being stats. So we're going to go over the patch notes really quickly and see what the new stuff they added was. So the first thing they added is Battle Eye. So Battle Eye is an anti-cheat detection system. People have been complaining about cheaters a lot in this game so far. So it's good that they're adding this in. It's going to make the game a lot more fun, especially on PC, with cheaters getting banned a lot more often. So one of the biggest things that people are excited for in this update is stats. So what they said in the patch notes is, Fortnite Battle Royale stats make an appearance in this release. Stats will be backfilled for the launch of this new feature. Check out the stats tab on the Fortnite Battle Royale home screen. We missed our initial release date for leaderboards, but we're working to get them in as soon as possible. So as of right now that I'm recording this video, stats have actually been taken out of the game because they want players to be able to play the game, and they'll be added in once they're ready again. But you can view, or at least I can view, the stats that I have already gathered, and once they turn them off, I don't think they update as of that point. So one of the first things that they put in the patch notes is gameplay. So they say, we have increased the travel movement of the battle bus and increased the skydiving velocity in order to offer an alternative strategy to jumping out of the bus at the first possible moment. So they increased the battle bus movement speed by 50% from 4,000 to 6,000. They increased the skydiving terminal velocity by 50% from 4,000 to 6,000. The final storm safe zone will now close completely instead of holding at a 10 centimeter radius. Players can now search supply drops without interruption from storm damage, which I think is a really good idea. Improve the pre-game warm-up UI to indicate the server is waiting for players to connect and battle bus launching when lobby is full. I saw this and it's actually a really good feature. I really like it. They didn't really fix some of the frame rate issues on PS4 and Xbox. They're still kind of laggy in those lobbies, but it's not too big of a deal. You're in a game in 15 seconds anyways. Next thing, fix the glider occasionally not auto-deploying at the correct height. I've had this happen to me a couple times and it's pretty annoying. Fixed an issue which caused supply drops to become stuck in the air after player-built structures beneath them were destroyed. I haven't had this issue yet, but I could see why it would be an issue, so I'm glad that it's fixed. The next topic they covered is weapons, and these are the changes live from October 6th. Increase the semi-auto sniper rifle damage by 50%, decrease scoped assault rifle damage by 33%, decrease grenade launcher, and rocket launcher environmental damage to 375 when it was 450, increased rocket launcher reload time by 20%, and increase the submachine gun damage by 10%. So they actually renamed some of the weapons in the game already. They didn't add any new ones, but they renamed the semi-auto rifle to the assault rifle burst. They renamed the semi-auto handgun to the pistol, and they renamed the semi-auto shotgun to the tactical shotgun. They fixed an issue which prevented explosive weapons from damaging supply drops. They fixed a bug which caused the pump-action shotgun to occasionally double fire. I haven't had this happen to me, but that thing could use a buff in my opinion. They fixed a bug which caused grenades to occasionally deal absolutely no damage. They fixed an issue which caused bullet impact effects to only be visible to players in immediate vicinity. And they fixed an issue which caused the weapon reticle to disappear. I haven't really had much of these issues happen to me, but I could see why they'd definitely be an issue if it was happening to people, and I'm glad they're getting fixed in this patch, so it's a really good thing that they're getting fixed. The next thing they covered was duos and squads. Eliminations will now be awarded to the player who downs an enemy, regardless of who finishes off that player in the down but not out state. That's what they're calling it now, instead of knocked out. They increased the health after being revived from the DBNO state to 30. It was 25. Shields will no longer protect you from damage while in the down but not out state. You will keep any remaining shield if a teammate revives you, which is really good. Friendly fire damage will now display at the appropriate visual hit effects. Fixed squads finishing placement displaying an incorrect number in some cases. I have had this happen to me, and it's really annoying because one of your teammates dies and for them it says they placed like 45th, and you ended up coming in second. So I'm glad they're fixing this. It's happened a lot to me. So they fixed another issue, which down but not out players caused players to bounce on tires. They fixed an issue which allowed traps to bounce players in the down but not out state. So a lot of stuff that fixed the down but not out state in duos and squads. The next thing they talked about was the UI. There's now a report player button at the end of the match to report players. So I think this is a great addition. I hope people don't take it and just report everyone after they die, which is I really hope doesn't happen. Now that they have BattleEye in, I feel like the report button should hopefully be used less. That's what I'm hoping happens, but you never really know. Players could get upset that they died and just report you, and you don't want people getting banned for absolutely nothing. So I hope this is a good addition and not something that just gets players banned for no reason. The next thing they said was the critical hit damage on shielded players is now displayed in blue, like other displayed shielded damage numbers. I like this feature a lot, so you know that if you get a headshot on someone, you're taking their shield off and hitting them as well if they had like a 50% shield, for example. So the color of each player's marker in a duo and squad are now consistent with everywhere they are displayed. I like this change as well. Player indicators on the minimap will now match the color the player was assigned instead of all players showing as a cyan color. I like this as well. It shows your teammates on the map. It's probably more visible to see who's who when you're playing a duo or a squad, so I really like that. Change the item drop icon on the inventory screen from a trash can to a drop arrow to more clearly indicate its purpose. I didn't really have too many issues with that, but I'm glad they changed it. I'm glad they're looking out for that. You can now hold down shift before dragging an item to only drop one of that item. This applies to PC, obviously. It's a good addition. I like that. So another thing they did was teammates will no longer show up as eliminated when they are loading into the map. A small fix, but I'm sure it's a good one. They also fixed an issue which prevented eliminated players from entering text in the send feedback interface when using a controller. That's a good change. And this is probably one of the bigger things they did, is they changed some things with the world. They added name labels to the map for existing locations. So they now have Tomato Town on the map, Dusty Depot, and Salty Springs. So you can see on the map here, you can see where they're all added. I mean, they're good names, they fit, so it's not a big deal. I'm glad that they have a label now. Make it a little easier, but, you know, not too big of a deal. Some bigger things they added a few structures near Tomato Town. They added a new potential chest and loot locations to the northmost and southmost wooden bridges over the river, as well as to Lonely Lodge and the container area to the west. They fixed certain basements being blocked, which prevented access to underground treasure, chests, and loot. They fixed issues which caused trees to float above the terrain. I didn't have this issue, but I see how that'd be a big problem. They also fixed some trees that previously could not be destroyed, and general bug fixes and improvements to the world, which is really nice to hear. So another thing they fixed was some performance issues. So they say we're continuously working on and optimizing performance and are actively investigating recent reports of lower frame rates in areas with dense foliage. So I've seen a lot of people talking about when they look at trees, their frames drop a ton. It's happening to a lot of people, so I'm glad this is getting sorted out. So they fixed multiple issues which could cause a brief freeze in game. I've had this happen a couple times to me, and it's pretty annoying, especially if you're in a gunfight or something. They fixed a significant hitch that occurred when the last player was eliminated from the game. They fixed a hitch which occurred after the battle bus skydiving phase completed. I've had all of these happen to me, and they reduced hitching on PlayStation 4. So these are really good things that I'm hearing. They're going to make the game a lot more fun and a lot smoother to play, so I'm glad these are coming to the game. One of the final things they are going to fix or have fixed in this patch is the audio, and this is something big that I'm glad that they're fixing now rather than later, because it's getting really annoying, especially playing on PS4 and especially when you're playing with squad members. So they addressed multiple issues which cause sound to only come out of the left or right ear speaker. So I've noticed this a lot when you're spectating your teammate after you've died. You can hear their footsteps out of both your left and right ear, especially if I'm wearing headphones, which I am all the time. So it gets really annoying, and you think there's someone running to their right or left, but it's actually just their footsteps, because you can tell once they stop that the footsteps are gone. So I'm glad this is fixed. They moved the battle bus ignition audio to the pregame warm-up. I've noticed this, and it just kind of prepares you for when the game is about to start. You can hear the ignition starting, and the game is about to start, you know, because of that sound. They made general mix adjustments as well, just to make the game sound a little bit better, I think. So that's a really good thing to hear. And the final thing they touched on was spectating. They fixed player directional hit indicators not visible while spectating. So I've noticed this while spectating my teammates that no hit indicators come up. So I'm glad this is being implemented. So that's all the patch notes that they've added in this patch. I'm glad stats are in now, and I'm glad leaderboards are coming very soon and that they've addressed that. And I'm hoping that stats are back in the game and are being updated constantly within the next weekend or so. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you want to see more patch note videos in the future when they do release more items. I'll be back in a couple days or soon, probably with some more Fortnite gameplays. I have a couple saved up that are really good, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and this has been Quesii, guys. See you later.